100 projects is.
And it's just focused. Like, you just gotta really be laser focused.
This initiative helps bridge that gap between the creatives, the influencers, the community.
It takes a creative village to really create another creative.
It fosters community.
You gotta talk to the people. You just gotta really care about the people.
I am Indira Mahasin of Indira Mahasin Events. I am the curator of magical moments. I do corporate event management for my 9 to 5. I do a couple of special events throughout the year, and then I also do conferences and events. I have been doing smaller events here and there, so I do probably about 25 events a year. I feel like I've been in the beginning stages of my business for the last 2 to 3 years. The best thing I had to do was stop comparing myself to other people and where they are. There are a lot of different circumstances that led to why I am where I am. And so for me, once I let go of the comparison of, oh, you know, I've been planning events for 10 years, damn near. So it's like, why am I not further along in my company? Not my corporate company, but my entrepreneurial efforts. I just hadn't put in the work that I felt I need to put in. And so a part of me staying inspired and not getting into a place of, oh, this is bad, has just been me knowing that I need to put in the work and just continuing to do the steps to make things happen.
I am the media prince. I am a entertainment journalist and media correspondent. It covers a lot of musicians, actors, celebrities, independent artists, businesses, art of all facets. The opportunity is not always there. Sometimes you have to make one for yourself. It's really nitty gritty because there's a lot of people that want to do media. Thanks to the new age of social media or the digital market, period. Everybody can do media. So it's like it's not a competition, but it's a really nitty-gritty world of what's going to make you stand out in this media entertainment world. Social media is an electronic resume. I think we forget to look at it as such, versus wondering how they got the opportunity, like it, and learn how you can map out your social media. Because to be quite honest, social media is just the posting of your content while you're in the midst of working. So your content is how you want to base it on. So if you feel like you're not doing enough, create more content. Create something to where your Instagram is now to a point where you're happy with how it's produced and how it's looked. When I get on your page, I'm just going to look at your first 6 posts, and if I get who you are and what you do, it's a win. And stop focusing on everybody else and just make sure you do what's right for you. And that's it. That's how you map out the discouragement piece of social media.
I'm Britany. I'm Big Booty Chronicles. I started a blog. It basically tells a story about having a big butt, all the different experiences from dating, lifestyle, how to dress, how to deal with people. It's just an everyday life dealing with having a big booty. You always see a lot of men running after these exotic looking females. So in turn, you have a lot of black women going to chase after this ideal image. It impacts how women we feel about ourselves in our natural state. After you get this work done, are you really going to feel good about yourself? Like Lauryn Hill said, true healing comes from within. So you can get as much as you want done to your body, but if you don't love yourself internally, then the work that you get done is not really going to matter. There's not a perspective being told about the realities of it. Being an adolescent with a developed body, being a woman in the workplace, being a black woman in the workplace, and just the different challenges that I deal with, having a developed body, even when it comes to dating. I always talk about letting your personality outshine your outer image, and being true to yourself no matter what that is.
I'm OG Foolaay, aka Rory. I'm a Southeast born and raised. I do podcasting in the whole DC and PG. You can say DMV too. I got into podcasting in 2014. Woo! God. Oof. I stuck with it when no one in this area wasn't doing it. So when I did it with Most Unknown with John and Ed, I was like, bro, we don't copy no one else. We have our own organic voices, our own organic style. I like how people use content, but can you use that content into a microphone without a script in front of you? Can you do that? Oh man, time is precious, bro. Like, if you gotta record at 5, yo, be there at 4. You know, be there. 'Cause I used to be late. You have a job, you be late. You have no excuse that you're late. Like, it helps you in a long way. It's responsibility.
My name is Jenkins, and I am a writer, director, producer, stuff like that. For the first thing I say, I was a writer because the first thing I did was write my first script, and then I became a producer and a director. It just flowed like that. I just wrote, man. I just like wrote. And I didn't try to be perfect. I just wanted to get something done. So I think just write, you know, you just got to write. Anything you do, you want to be good at, it takes time, and it takes commitment, and it takes extreme focus. You know, for me, I never been diagnosed with like ADD, but I feel like I'm self-diagnosed. Like, my mind is all over the place, and I just feel like, but it's just like that focus. You gotta find a way to do it, and that's like the biggest key, is having like the focus to sit there and to develop characters and develop a plot. And it's just focus. Like, you just gotta really be laser focused on your task.
Seeing it all come together, like when somebody tells you their vision and then you collaborate on their vision, you collaborate with the person, and you bring the event together basically. And the client walks in and they see what they want. So that's what excites me the most, I guess, the end result, and seeing the client's face when the event takes place.
The conception of an idea, or when something hits you and you like, yo, this is magical, like, this is dope. And that feeling you get when it comes to you, I love that the most. If you ain't got no purpose, then what you got? So like, I think purpose is like the main key reason to do anything you want to do in life. It should be like, you should have a reason and purpose to why you wake up in the morning and why you do what you do throughout the day.
Today, I like to create as much content as possible, and that in return builds the future. And I think that's what we get stuck at, is we focus so much on the end goal and the finish line, and we don't enjoy the overall moments of being where we are now. Of course, those visions of the future come. That's the eye of the prize, but don't chase it so much that you're so focused on that you don't focus on what's happening right now.
Myself is not doing the things I used to do, because the things I used to do was stressful. The place I'm in now, I could say it's dark and it's a light, because it's the last 2 years I stopped working. So, you know, it's been a like rebuilding me, a lot of like things I used to do that I won't do now, respecting time, less social media. Like, I don't want to mess with social media. It really helps my mind now, because I'm just like, you at your bottom, but you're not gonna be at your bottom for too long. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a plan B. Like, I believe in a plan B. Most people don't believe in a plan B because they don't have no inner confidence in self. They have to show social media what they do. They don't take no L's and no losses. You know what I'm saying? Can you go 2 or 3 years without a job? Can you go 2 years not having the things that you love to do, not having the materialistic things? Can you really go through that? Most people can't go through that.
I went through a series of really tough years. My mom passed. I moved from New York back to DC. I was really trying to get my feet wet in the industry here and get acclimated to things back home. I was going through, like, I had a job and then I got fired. And for me, that was really one of the lowest points for me, because to me it was, I thought I had everything figured out. I knew that this was the direction I was supposed to be going in, And when I got fired, like, not the first time I got fired, like the second time I got fired, I was like, well, what the fuck? What is wrong with me? Like, what am I not doing? And then I just had to realize everything for a reason, and everything has its own season, essentially. The thing that helped me through, I guess, the dark season was having people around me, good people around me, that when I didn't realize, my worth, or they were there to pick me up and like, no, you got this. This is you. This is for you. That wasn't. Like, what's for you will come.
I've been at some low points in my life, and when I was at my lowest point, it was God that kept me going. Like, it ain't no special answer. Some people might not believe in God. Some people may. But God works in your favor when you move in your purpose. So even when you are at your lowest, when you are in your purpose, God's like, I need you here because it's preparing you for something. And, I lost a lot of money. I went through some very bad things. But I know now that was so necessary for me to be the man I am now. And if I didn't go through those things, I probably wouldn't be or think the way I think. So God he's funny. He's intelligent and he's funny, and he'll put you through things like you think is the worst thing in the world, but in actuality it's the best thing for you. Because nobody grows through easiness. Nobody grows through happiness. You gotta go through pain. You gotta go through hurt. And that's how God kind of moves.
I've had many conversations with God where he told me that as talented as I am, nobody's gonna give me an opportunity. He was like, I gave you everything to create it yourself. And so once the potential met the wisdom, like I had experienced, then it was like, okay, I stopped asking God so many questions. I stopped, you feel like you're not ready, or my resume has to be a certain way for people to accept me or for me to do these different things. And so once I started like basically letting down this mode in my mind of perfection, or how am I going to do something, and I actually started to do it, God sent me positive affirmations just to kind of let me know I was on the right path. I started connecting with more people like myself. I started building a team. I started like just doing the work and showing up and not really overthinking anything. I stopped overthinking. So as I've gone on to just really hone in on my intuition and honing on the vision that God gave me, it's like everything got easier. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I wish I would have started a long time ago.
For instance, my last movie, Sinners Wanted, it was about 100 and something pages, maybe 110 pages. I probably wrote that script about 17 times, 100 pages each time. They say, for great writers say writing is only rewriting. Like, that's what writing is. It's just, rewriting. That's what it is. So you can't rewrite unless you like have a draft to write from. So like, it's really like your first draft isn't really writing. It's just getting your thoughts out, and then the writing starts after that. When you rewrite and rewrite and rewrite, it takes a lot of rewriting to get to where you want to get to.
I often do have writer's block. I'll put out something and I may go 4 or 5 months without putting out content again. I started just paying attention to the small things around me. I'm going to talk about something that's going to make people think. But the one thing that I realized this time around was when I resigned from my job, it took one day for me to have time for myself, and I literally wrote out my last post in a matter of 3 hours, I'll say. For anyone who has writer's block, or if you're struggling with your confidence, you don't know where to start, like, write down your ideas, have your ideas in front of you. If you have like a group of creative friends who you can bounce your ideas off of, like, talk with them. And the most important thing is carve out time for yourself. Not everybody's gonna like your ideas. Not everybody is gonna support your ideas. But if you like something and you feel like it's gonna work for you, stick to what you like, because there's always gonna be somebody out there that fuck with what you got going on. Really get into your bag with this creative shit. Being a creative is hard, and a lot of people don't talk about that often.
I think that rest is important because it is preparing you for your go season. Sometimes God sits you down because you need to sit down. Take that time for you to get yourself together so that when you go, you go.
100 Projects is very special and is very needed because it can bring a community together. It can bring a community from one place to another, and it can show people the possibilities of commitment. And I think that that's most vital, especially for people in our community in Prince George's County, Washington, D.C., for us to see the possibilities of what happens when you focus and you give everything you got into an idea. And it doesn't work if you don't give everything. It never does. If you want to be good at anything, you can't be mediocre in giving what you love or your purpose or putting into what it needs to go. Like whatever you put into your gas tank of your car, that's what you're gonna get out. So if you put it in a quarter tank, you're just gonna be able to go for a quarter tank. You put it in a half tank, you're only gonna be able to go for half. If you put it in a full tank, you're gonna be able to go much farther.
You don't always know the ins and outs or the next phase to go to or how to get this, how to get that. I feel like this initiative helps bridge that gap between the creatives, the influencers, the community, and kind of opens up a new pathway. You know, a lot of us have that creative aspect in us, and we need something that's gonna help awaken that, drive that. Allows you to create more, allows you to test yourself more. I think we've gotten so stagnant by watching other people's stories that we don't go out and create our own.
How it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a creative village to really create another creative. I'm very big on paying it forward. You know what I'm saying? So I think 100 Projects is perfect. If we could just take one person and share our ideas or share the steps that we took to get to where we are. So it doesn't have to be as hard for the next person. I think that people need that.
It fosters community, and that's what we need. We need mentors. We need people to go to. We need to be mentors. People should be able to come to us. It speaks a lot to Issa Rae, what Issa Rae said about reaching across instead of reaching up. I think that's very important to be able to reach across, but also reaching back and pulling people up as well.
People just have to understand there is no secret mechanism to success. There is no code of ethics that people get that cheats them to success. It's the same for everybody. You gotta put in your time and your commitment. Things ain't gonna always be great, things ain't always gonna be beautiful, but just staying consistent, doing what you say you're gonna do, not quitting, and showing your friends like it's possible. All my friends are doing something with their lives. You know, they're going after what they wanna do in some way, shape, or fashion. And I think that's when you're around people that's doing what they love to do, it makes you kind of go after what you want to do.